Welcome to the Talkin Trash Addiction Recovery Podcast. We suffered in silence. Now we recover out loud.
Good evening. Welcome to the Channel 4 6 o'clock news at 9. I'm your anchor, Haywood. You have any spare change? Coming to you live from the Springfield, Illinois Waffle House and Mood Ring Cleaning Service. Top story we are following tonight. Most Canadian car thief ever returns stolen car with a full tank of gas. Good evening, Talkin Trashers. Hey, Will. There you go.
What's up?
What's up? Hey, welcome to episode 210. We got a special guest tonight, Durand from Regina, Saskatchewan. Got a great story. And now to a man who's like a midget at a urinal, always staying on his toes, Timmy Snyder.
All right, so I'm going to do this, everybody, and I'd like everybody's input on what's going on with me. What the hell?
You got a new shirt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mustache.
okay. Yeah. We got a mustache. There's something.
Boys.
There's something.
Dr. Phil? Let's throw that film, Steven.
I can't put my hair on it.
I shaved all my hair off. I don't, I do stuff for no reason. Hi, Bethany Basford.
I'm halfway there.
Look at this. Like, listen, I'll be honest with you.
Mine's Lee Press on here.
Bald people are they're evil people. They're not good people. So
what are you trying to say?
I thought
Dr. Evil.
I wanted to go bald with having hair, just to be an asshole. I don't know why. Anyway, the real thing I want to talk about here tonight, not my hair. Let's not talk about that all night.
It looks really good, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
nice look for Tim. There you go.
It's
fell off the table.
I'll be honest. I don't like it.
Baby oil on it.
I put all. Dude, this is treated. I have a very intense moisturizing regimen. So
Well,
anyway, so I cut my hair off. It doesn't matter. Claude Lemieux took his own life. He's a professional hockey player, and we are ending Mental Health Awareness Month. Is my screen not right? My screen's not right. Look at this. Unbelievable. StreamYard didn't come up until, don't mirror my camera, didn't come up until like half an hour ago. So we're scrambling. We're good. Claude Lemieux took his own life. It was terrible. There's no reason for this. This dude's 60 years old. He made $24 million in the NHL, and he is dead. So let's look at a real quick thing for Claude Lemieux.
If he's wearing your uniform, he's skilled. He's tenacious. He's gritty. He is a gamer. If it's the opposition uniform, he's a yapper, a diver, a basic big pain.
In the ass.
Claude Lemieux. His line mate Stefan Richer says if Reggie's Mr. October, this is Mr. May and Mr. June.
I live my life like this.
This guy was at the center of scoring every big goal that knocked the Flyers out or, whatever, hurt our players. I hated him. I absolutely hated him. Doesn't mean I'm glad he's dead. I mean, yeah, there was a time I wanted him dead for, He's the reason the Devils won 3 cups right up the turnpike. But I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And that was him for a while. Aside from being nuts, he was a great player. And just like that, the great Claude Lemieux. Let's not let his death be in vain. Untreated mental health issues are why we have addiction. They're why we have suicide, murder. So our hearts are heavy as we report the passing of Claude Lemieux, a mental health issue, obviously. He took his own life. He played a long time in the NHL with the Devils and Canadiens. He won 4 Stanley Cups. So as we close up Mental Health Awareness Month, I hope the timing of his death shines a light on untreated mental health issues and how they can end. Thank you for listening and taking a moment to think about your loved ones and the people that are left behind that have to pick up the pieces. All right, so we're going to go right into our preamble. What to do? Heavy.
Recover out loud.
This is our humble broadcast, where ethics and personal anonymity are of the utmost importance. We run this podcast as an act of service to those whose lives have been affected by addiction. We don't do it for profit or notoriety. We place principles before personalities. We benefit from this podcast just as much as anyone else. We all work programs and choose to sacrifice our own anonymity to spread the word that recovery is possible. We do this thing in an attempt to show, as living examples, that no matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That's the 9th step promise. It's our creed we abide by here on Talkin' Trash. We feel called to uphold AA and NA principles. We firmly believe that you can only keep what you have by giving it away. Please join us in a moment of silence, followed by the Serenity Prayer.
God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
All right, let's go around and meet the team of Talkin' Trash. Oh, when I get to it, there it is. Very sad. We'll talk about it in a little bit. We're going to take a look at us. What are we all about? God only knows. We bring you 2 hours plus of recovery content every week. We do it live. You got, I know, well,
2 shows,
80 hours.
Oh,
me,
yeah, right. Okay, yeah.
When this show stops, this show doesn't stop. We're a dual nation podcast. We have guys in Canada. It's incredible what's going on here. So we look in at our team, and it's sad. I had slides to everybody. All right, we'll do this. We'll do it this way. Welcome to Talkin' Trash. All right, we'll do. Yes, this is what we'll do. All right. So first is Tim Snyder. There I am. Glad I shaved my hair because I'm a good homer, eh? I'm 43 years old. I played that kid. I'm 43. I had a couple kids. I'm coming up on 3 years clean in July. Very excited for long-term sobriety. Finally. Next on deck is Bradley Mansfield.
Bradley.
Brad is 47 years old. He's my best friend in the world. Brad, he's going through stuff. We all go through stuff, but now he's doing it with us together. We're going to get through things together. That's how life is, and we're doing some mental health stuff. We're not stopping mental health at the end of March. We're going to keep it going through June for men only. Men only. No women are allowed to watch the show in June. I am so sorry, everybody.
There goes our viewership.
They don't watch the show anyway. Next is Jimmy Leibel.
Jimmy!
Jimmy!
I got jaundice.
I know. You're not actually sick. You're jaundiced.
Okay.
Jimmy hails from Saskatchewan, and he's 5 years forward. He's got 90 years sober. And
yeah.
He is
like
our
days.
director of communications. Very good. Happy he's here. Thanks for all you do. You already did me. Not bad. I mean,
You're feeling something.
Willie D, I just put his head on yours. He got jaundice too. Will is 46 years old.
45 years old.
Yep. Will's got 8 days sober. Way to go, Will. We're happy you're back.
Good. Yeah,
very happy,
Right on, man.
What? I'm a mess tonight. I don't like not having control over things, but I don't tonight. So this thing is just kind of rolling.
That's okay. Recovery. You gotta let go.
Let go. Do it out loud. I love living in your head rent-free. You know who I'm talking about. Next one, Becky. We talked about Jimmy. Great dude. Jimmy, how many guys do you sponsor?
Right now, I think 7. I think.
Jesus Christ, you win. All right. As we said before, is Brad. Brad's a great addition to the squad. He injects a little life in here, keeps us accountable, and we have some some news. We have some things happening with the show. Bethany says I have a great shaped head.
You do.
Yes. Jennifer said, Tim, you look gorgeous. Let's keep going with these.
What size pencil sharpener? What size pencil sharpener do you wear?
You guys need to work on. They need to work
I
on.
think it's very
What am I waiting
handsome.
for?
Just handsome.
Oh yeah,
just
right.
handsome.
I know. But
I gotta throw it out there. I think the women need to work on their rigorous honesty.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we should stop messing with the women because they pretty much control our show.
Really?
You can only joke with ladies too much before they tell you where to go and how to get there. So, recovery out loud. It's what we do around here. We're just having fun. We're doing stuff. Jimmy, read Daily Reflections. Do that.
You want to for Jappa Jacks? Alrighty, kids. For May 31st, the last day of May, our daily Reflapjack refraction is readiness to serve others. Our society has concluded that it has but one mission: to carry the AA message to those who don't know there's a way out. From the old 12 and 12, page 151. The light to freedom shines bright on my fellow alcoholics as each one of us challenges the other to grow. The steps to self-improvement have small beginnings, but each step builds the ladder out of the pit of despair to new hope. Honesty becomes my new tool to unfurl the chains which bound me. A sponsor who is a caring listener can help me truly hear the message guiding me to freedom. I ask God for the courage to live in such a way that the fellowship may be a testimony to his favor. This mission frees me to share of his gifts of wellness through the spirit of readiness to serve others. There you go, kids.
You have it.
Refract.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't listening. If anybody else was, that'd be great. But I was not. I was doing stuff. Daily Reflapjacks. What was it called, Jimmy?
Readiness to serve others.
Readiness to serve others. I did know. I did read this. I'm
ready.
ready. Yeah. So like, I don't like in an active addiction. We were never. We just wanted to be served by our family members, our drug dealers. Here we are now. Now we have to serve others, and that does not come. That's not the first thing you want to do when you get sober. Is help somebody else. You need help. But I don't know. What do you guys think about serving others? We do it twice a week, 2 hours a week, 4 hours a week.
I think by serving others helps serve myself. For me, I think I said this before on a show, but so I've been sober, I don't know, 3 years and a few months, whatever. I've had people reach out to me and, ask how I'm doing it. How did you stay sober for 3 years? And it's funny because, like I said, no one would have fucking even looked at me sideways 3 years ago. So,
I'd have looked at you sideways.
Exactly, fair enough. But that's the whole point, though, is because everybody, if we're not working with others, I don't think we're working on ourselves as well. If I'm working with others, make me stronger, and us doing this as a podcast, reaching out to people, going to treatment centers and talking, sharing your story, all those things help me in my recovery. So the readiness to serve others is the readiness to serve myself as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're selfish. We're built selfish. We're made selfish, so we take care of ourselves at a banal level. Banal is a word. It means at the very lowest. It's not what you think it is.
I know what I thought it was.
So we're built to protect ourselves first, and then as you give to others, you realize there's a gift in that. We only keep what we have by giving it away. We say that like it's our creed around here. Jimmy, what do you think about giving to others? Because you give to 7 guys and 5,000 people.
Well, my goodness. Well, actually, I was having this conversation with. I was doing some stuff with Sponsy, doing remote, and I said before everything had to be transactional. Yeah, I'll help you, but what do I get back? Right? Now, I don't have nothing. I don't ask for anything in return, but what I get back is the gift, not just of recovery. I get that restoration of hope, and I feel just so much better seeing somebody make those baby steps. And yeah, sometimes they falter, but you know what? I'm not there to beat them down and belittle them, and I'm there to give them that hand up. Right. And it's part of my recovery. And it was we did a step 4, which usually is a very long, drawn out process. We got on our computer or our phones, and we talked for an hour and a half, and we just went through his list. And I was like, yeah, I know exactly how you're feeling. And it was no pressure, no, hey, you're such a piece of shit thing. It was just 2 guys talking about what caused, where we are, and how we got here.
He knows he's a piece of shit. He doesn't need you to tell him. You know what I mean? So, like, we're gonna go through it. Like, that's the point of recovery in this way. And I just think it's funny. Will, do you ever give back to anybody? Yeah, you're gonna right now. Do it. What? Say
all day, every day.
All day, every day. Yeah, but they give you money when you're done, so that doesn't count.
No, no. I do something for somebody. I mean, or not to toot my own horn. I'm joking. No, I mean, like, I do. I intentionally, like, I mean, I make, especially when I'm working, like, I always do extra stuff, and I always, go out of my. I mean, yeah, selfishly, it makes me feel better. But I mean, like, it's the right thing to do. I mean, that's what we're supposed to. We're supposed to do the next right thing, Yep. So I mean, it's really not difficult as long as you stick by that.
We talk a lot about. We talk a lot about giving back to like it's not like Angie says, service helps me keep sober. Everybody who experiences that builds on that, but you have to kind of see it and see that it works to want to do that. Whether you're in a sober living house, whether you're in treatment, wherever it is, you want to see something that works, and then you want that. And so when you see somebody give back and they're happy and whatever, I'll do it just because you say I have to do service work, stay sober, whatever. And then you do it and you experience it, and then we pass it on. That's all it is. Bethany says you can't keep what we were so freely given without serving others and showing them it's possible. Exactly. She's right. She's a friend of our show, and she is active. She is active, so we take care of her. Check her out, Rock Bottom Revival. They do stuff online. I try to look at
Tuesday they got a show.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Wednesday. Sorry.
No, I thought it was Tuesday.
I thought it was Wednesday or Saturday. Anyway, check it out.
There you have it.
It's in the morning.
Cool.
So. I think it'll be awesome.
Morning. I don't know. Anyway, all this shit online is recorded, so like whatever. But we do it live because it's better. It's just better to do it live. I don't know.
I wanted to add on to something like what Jimmy said because it's so true. Like, so Jimmy does. Like, Jimmy, you're a pillar in my eyes, buddy. The stuff that you do well, seriously, the stuff you do outside.
Take a compliment, Jim.
Okay, thank you, Brad.
For being part of the program, like the stuff you do for other people. I kind of took a little bit of a page out of your notebook because when I went to the treatment center, like to do that type of thing and then to sit down with some people, you learn so much about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so when I got to do the treatment center, like sitting down with people that have been there 3 days, 1 month, whatever, I learned stuff about myself by talking to them because they're telling me stuff that I needed to hear that I didn't even know I needed to hear. Right.
I'll piggyback on that real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you just sparked me. You're right. I personally, and I'm gonna give it right back to you, Brad. I tend to listen more to people that are earlier in sobriety. Not that the people at 20 years don't have something to offer, but sometimes it's more relatable when somebody's closer to your clean time. Is that true?
100%, because them guys are still fresh in the fight, if that makes sense. Like, and again, I'm not knocking somebody with 40 years. I don't mean that at all, right? But I mean, someone who's fresh in the battle, that's in the trenches, that's working through the shit right now. Like, everything's still so fucking real to them right now. And the emotions, all the turbulences, all the ups and downs, and all that stuff. Like, those are. They feel like shitty times when you first start going through them, but looking back for me after 3 years, those are probably some of the times that saved my life because it opened my eyes to new opportunities.
Right. Right. And it's just, we can learn so much, but like, you don't learn anything if you're not listening. You can't hear it if you're not actively listening for it. And, for me, like, there was a time, all right, I was 6 months sober, and somebody who was just getting out of rehab coming into my sober house, I would be like, oh, I'm better than him. I'm more than him. Yeah. And I feed off my agency in that sober living house, whatever. I do them books and screw them all up. But I was the boss, right? This is a hierarchy thing. I'm gonna take over this mofo. So I would like kind of be a dick, honestly. But I didn't know how to deal with myself. Now, fast forward 3 or 4 times through that mess, I realized that, like, holy shit, the guy that I needed to get something from was a guy I had classified as useless, and that's me. That's my ego. That's me being better than people. It sucks. It's not fun. Angie says newcomers are the most important people in the meeting, and they are. And we say that, and you hear it all the time, but it really is true. If somebody, all 4 of us, we heard somebody's story, we heard their voice, and we said, "Yep, and that's where we started. That's where all of us started. We went to a room comparing, and we left identifying. So very important.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let's talk a couple things to get through real quick. It doesn't matter. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes are playing for the Stanley Cup. This is the Calder Cup playoffs. There, you're welcome. Team jerseys. If you want these things, they're a pain in the ass, but I'll do it. Send Jimmy an email or something. They're everywhere. They're like $40.
Jimmy, hi.
They're pretty cool though.
Hey.
Let's see what else we got here. So we are at episode 210. We do have a kind of a show announcement, but we're not gonna talk about it just yet while I get my thoughts. I got my thoughts together. 10 a.m. Central Time, which is 4 p.m. in Afghanistan. Blackhawks. Oh yeah, that's right. No, I forgot. We don't really do sports right now. We're just fun. So let's see. There's Brad. There's Jim. There's me. There's Will. And who the F is this guy? Anybody know anything about that?
I think I know this fella.
All right. Tell me a little bit about our friend Durand Fritz.
Well, Durand is in his early 60s. He's about a year and a half clean. He was in the program, I believe he mentioned almost 30 years ago. One of those, just like myself, do it to save a bunch of other shit, but not really about recovery. Right. He is also a double amputee. He was in the Olympics. He's going to share the whole story.
Awesome.
Amazing. Also a dog breeder. And he used to play in a band called Durand back in the day.
Durand.
So as I looked in The Simpsons to see if there was a character called Fritz, and sure enough there was. He was in 7 episodes in the 90s. But sure enough, there was a Fritz. He's a German businessman who thinks that American beer is like swill. Hey. I remember that. It was kind of funny. Tonight is ridiculous. We are not sponsored by Duff Beer. Duff Beer isn't real, and we don't drink beer because we're in recovery. But who we're going to bring on now is our guy tonight. His name is Durand Fritz. Durand, welcome to the program. Oh, of course, this fucking place. Hold on, Durand. What you guys eat for dinner?
Nothing.
I had breakfast because I'm on night shift, so I had an egg sandwich.
Manicondi, actually.
Manicondi. I don't know what that means. All right, I'm going to play it full screen. We'll get to the cameras. Hi, Durand. Welcome to Talking Trash.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, buddy.
How are you?
My name is Durand. I'm a drug addicted alcoholic. I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. Thanks. Thank you for coming on. Can you tell us a little bit about you? How long you've been sober? How you got sober? Why you're missing limbs? Things of that nature.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll start with the lens. October 1st, 1985, I was working in an oil field and I came in contact with a 14,000 volt power line.
Jesus.
And I was only 24 years old. And the day that I turned 25, they'd taken my arm and leg off. So that wasn't a very good birthday, that's for sure.
Doesn't sound like fun.
No, I was at the time, we were 5 months pregnant with my first wife and 4 months married. So yeah, it was a dynamic shift, that's for sure.
That's not good.
But that precipitated. But I really have to admit that I was probably an alcoholic from the very first time that I'd taken a drink.
Right.
Like I liked what it did to me, and like everybody will experience some kind of childhood trauma, along life, and some of us will be drawn towards a substance to try and not feel those feelings.
Sure.
And after I had my accident, and that's what I did for quite a long time. Like I was very young. I was really physically fit, and that's the only reason that I survived. Like I weighed 200 pounds at the time that I had my accident, and my pants size was a size 28 waist. I was built like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wow.
So, anyways, so my first marriage was very much affected by my drinking after I had my accident. And it was, to be truthful, it was being affected even before my accident. Like, you know, on days off in the oil field, you usually go quite a stretch of time, and then you get days off, and you know, you'd have a pocket full of money and go wild, right? And one time, two of my buddies and I, we ended up in Montreal on quite a fucking jag.
Montreal, huh?
We didn't realize that we'd taken a flight out of Regina to Montreal. All pissed up. I don't know how the hell they ever sold us tickets, but anyways,
happens, yeah.
It did. But anyways, so 26 years ago tomorrow, I moved out to a place called Amulet, Saskatchewan. It was because who knew that crack cocaine was not a recreational drug? I needed to get away from the city, and I needed to get away from the city and stuff like that. And when I moved out here, basically, I was in financial ruin, as most crackheads are.
Yeah,
and,
we're not great.
Yeah, but I built myself up over the last 26 years, and the only problem was, you know, like, in spite of having, you know, everything that I ever thought that I'd ever want in my life and ever need in my life, I found myself feeling very empty and ready to commit suicide. And good thing I'm a bit of a coward, because I remember that I went to these AA meetings, and I do remember that there was some things that I picked up and kept. So I thought maybe I should go back there and see if I can't find some answers again. And unlike the first time that I went through the program, this time I was serious, because it was a matter of life and death.
Yep.
You know, it got serious for me, and address what was going.
Really?
It was one of those things where you go and you're scared as hell. I went in Regina. There's a place called the Out for Lunch Bunch. It meets Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon at the Seven Oaks Hotel. Best meeting in Regina for sure. It's very, very unorthodox and a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
You said Seven Oaks?
Yes.
Okay, that's where I went to rehab. That was in Maine. Just coincidence. Carry on.
But anyways, when I got there, there was an old fellow named Con.
Oh God.
And for some reason, old Con, he looked at me and he says, "I want to be here for your first year birthday." And that was my second or third meeting in. And you know what? I didn't feel like making a liar out of that man. So I kept on coming. But while I was coming, I was busy working the steps. And I got into a step group, and I went through the steps, and it was tough, you know, but not as tough as I planned or thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
and I know I'm going to probably do another one, but I know that my resentment list is going to be a whole bunch shorter.
Yeah, right. Yep.
For myself, this was just 2 months ago. Within the last 2 months ago, my dad sobered up in 1974, I believe it was. So he's got 52 years in sober. But the problem was with me and him was that when I was 15 years old, my mom and dad had split, and I sided with my mom. And my mom had taken off, and she was basically homeless. And because I'd sided with my mom, I became homeless. So there were some really, really hard feelings of resentment there. And going through my step 4 and stuff, you know, I couldn't let go of that goddamn resentment for anything. Because, and this was my caveat. He was in Alcoholics Anonymous, and he should have known better, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that sit in them rooms and got no fucking clue what the fuck is going on.
Fucking A, right.
And
Somebody said
it's sad because really, if you embrace this program and find out all the richness it has to offer you, you would never ever think, oh, geez, wouldn't it be nice to go have a cold beer or hit a crack or something like that? You just,
hit a crack. I've never done that.
You know? But anyways, for me, the physical craving wasn't there, but the mental sickness really is something that I still daily have to work on.
Sure.
And, you know, being an amputee, I've got, you know, some unique challenges in life, but, you know, I start my day, I put on my limbs, and while I'm putting on my limbs, I say a short little prayer. I just say to my creator, I say, you know, you've given me the tools to deal with the amputation shit. Please just help me guide me through this day so that we get through this together in a good fashion, right? And it works, you know, and grab a mirror, tell yourself that you're going to have a good day, and 95% of the time you will.
I'm avoiding mirrors at the moment, but good advice.
But, you know, one of the biggest things I think that this program really has given me was the emotional gift of being able to figure out what the fuck is going on with Durand at the moment. That gift of being able to process, why am I feeling shit? And then start to be able to tear things apart and go back. Okay, this is what's, and you know, 90% of the time I find that all my shit is caused by fear.
Yep.
And we don't think that fear controls us, but it sure does.
Oh my God.
You know, we go through life and we, you know, and really fear is just, it's a waste of time because we don't have any ability to control the future, and what's past is past, you know. And if you're fearing the future, then you're not living where your hands are.
Yep.
And
great
you know,
advice.
it's
Great
important. You know, very important to do that. You know, be aware of where you are, what you're doing, and why you're doing it. You know, when I first sobered up, the only reason I wanted to do this was because I didn't want to put a massive hole through the back of my head.
Right.
But, you know, as I got more interested in the program and what it had to offer, like today we're talking about service in your daily reflection.
Right.
In the 26 years that I've been sober, I sent the pictures to Jim. I've got a fairly nice place out here.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Okay, can I move to your garage?
Yeah. Anyways, I've got a walkout basement that was planned for later on with my disability. We built our home from scratch, and instead of going into a care home, my plan is to build was when we built this house, we built a walkout basement so that I could employ people to look after me.
Hell yeah.
But in the meantime, while I'm still healthy, we're going to be finishing it up, and I'm going to be offering it as an AA retreat for people who want to do the step 4 and 5, or just need to get the hell away from the norm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of planning that, and you know, if that goes well and whatnot, we plan on doing a once a year long weekend in September, big book study group, and it's going to be a camping weekend. So we're going to have kind of registration and whatnot, and you come out to my farm here and you camp, and my wife is going to be looking after all the meals and stuff and whatnot. So we're kind of getting excited about that. My facility might not all be done, but I'm pretty sure that I got more than enough room here somewhere.
Awesome.
We can do that. Yeah, my sister died about 3 years ago, and you know that typical shit. You go to a funeral and we should get together. Fucking horse shit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I had enough of that fucking horse shit. So
yeah, we know.
I got a big place, and twice a year I have over 25 immediate and extended family members that come out here for a big potluck. So for me to host 24 people for the long weekend is not going to be a big challenge.
Right. Me and Will went on a AA camping trip once. It was a blast off. Holy shit. But there's a need for that, right, Durand? Like you're not doing it because you have to, you're doing it because there's a need, I'm guessing. Because like in AA, sometimes it's like, this is it. Like I want something a little different. I want to do something different than this. I don't mind these rules and principles and standards, but like I need more. And like I went to an AA camping trip. I don't go camping. I don't camp. That's not me. I hate camping. If I wanted to be homeless, I would do heroin. So like we went and did camping, and it was fun. Aside from one asshole, but like it was a blast. You know what I mean? So there is a need for like fun in recovery. I think that's what it is. There's a need for fun in recovery, because if there isn't, I don't want nothing to do with it. And I know everybody is like that.
Well, I've got out here my dugout. I put a beach on one end, and I got horseshoe pits, the whole non-caboolies, all the fun
leave.
junk.
I'll never leave. I'm not allowed in Canada, but I would never leave that place. That's
Well, a lot of people go on vacation, and I don't, because I know if I go on vacation, I just sit on the beach and worry about what the fuck is going on at home.
Yeah. Yep.
So I figured I may as well make my paradise at home. So that's what I up and did.
I love that.
It just made sense to me. Yep. But
that's awesome.
It is. It's part of it is there's no real fun things to do in AA. Like
there's not nothing in the program.
I can see myself running all the stuff to make it a permanent campground area and whatnot for people to come out and just spend a weekend, back in nature. Yeah. Because, I really have an advantage. Like I don't have a psychologist. I've got a John Deere tractor.
There you go. I don't have one of those. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, I get it. People need to know that too. Yeah.
Yeah. And, life is good if you just take time and let it be. All this worry and stuff about things that you have no control of, let go of that shit. It's self-destructive.
Yeah. And it's easier said than done, but you're giving the right advice. I mean, I know, like living in the past for any addict, that's what we do initially. We live in the past, we blame everybody else, and we start this road of not recovery. I'm describing one of my relapses, I guess. So like when we finally do find recovery, I know me and Will and all the guys, we all seek out more stuff. What else do you have? What else can we do?
And it's funny because as addicts and alcoholics, so I can relate to you quite a bit because cocaine and booze were definitely my go-to. And it's weird because we can convince ourselves that things are always worse than what they actually are. Like when I was in my active addiction, I was so fucking good at that. I had that dialed in where it's like, why is that person thinking this? And why is this happening to me? Everything's always worse than what it actually is. Yep. And so that's where the mental awareness shit comes in for me anyway, because once I started realizing that and then, maybe pump the brakes a little bit and be like, you know what, Brad, life isn't that fucking bad. You know what I mean? So it's pretty, that cigarette looks good, by the way.
I know, I want one.
Yeah. But yeah, I can relate to that quite a bit. So thanks for sharing that.
So you have a heart for people like you, recovering addicts and alcoholics that need to get away. And like some people, like some of us need to have fun. We need to do whatever it is that gets our heart pumping for a minute. I went to one hockey game last year. That sustained me. Apparently, I don't need to go to every hockey game in the world. You know what I mean? So like, I'm kind of in the mood too, as he is. Just kind of, I'm here. I'm working with disabilities, nothing like yours, but like this is my lot, and I don't have like a farm but I have a hallway, I have a bedroom, I have 2 bathrooms, and I have a flat screen TV with a PlayStation on it. I'll die here. I'm happy. I'm never leaving Georgia. But like, there's everybody has their own thing. Angie said we love overthinking. We do. Larry said a sober fishing trip would be a riot once we figured out what a fishing rod is for. Right. I don't ever remember. Actually, I don't ever remember fishing because I was drunk when I was fishing. Like there's things that we can do that apparently people enjoy fishing sober. I didn't know that. So like, there's all these things you either what did Robbie Flett say? We grow or die, God, whatever. You know what I mean? Yep. So like, we either advance or we regress. There is no recovery that is in neutral and just coasting, because it's not recovery. You're gonna.
I love that Larry said that, because I don't think I know how to operate a fishing rod unless there was beer involved. That's funny. I love that. What the hell is this thing anyway?
It brings up a good point, though. Like there's things to do, right? So let me. Chuck said, "I'm just in the mood for some trashy madness. Glad to be with you. Hi, Chuck. Welcome to the program." Chucky made it into a short. He was very excited. Told all his friends. It was amazing. We went viral on fucking whatever. I don't care. We went viral last week. And I put something up, somehow it caught fire, and it's got 40, 30, 20,000 views. I don't know. I couldn't keep up with I'm like, I don't want to be your friend. I just need to recover over here. And you can come over if you want, but I'm not.
I just need to recover over here.
Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm not looking and expanding or getting bigger or better, but we are for some reason. So whatever. So like, that was Chucky was in that. That was great. Chuck is one of our people that just, we have people. So Larry, Durand, I can't see your fucking name. That's the problem, because I have to move your camera. His name is Durand. That's you have. I see you're missing your right arm from what, the elbow down.
Right arm below the elbow and right leg below the knee.
To right side. That sucks, man. Yeah. Holy shit. But
I got damage on the left side, but it's okay.
Okay, yeah. That's wild. I mean, you're the first person I've ever met in recovery that's a double amputee. My hat goes off to you. My heart goes out to you. And like, what do I have to complain about, boys? Right? Like, what are my problems? Whatever. So like,
you're only missing your hair.
Right. That'll come back. Right? His arm and leg will not come back. My hair will. Yeah. So like, I really. I instantly you have an advantage. You have an instant advantage to say, I've overcome this. You don't have to say it. You just have to sit there and be sober.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things that either you sit and you feel sorry for yourself, or you sit and die. Right. Yeah, it's just that simple. And
we all deal with something.
I chose life, but I wasn't living it really good.
I get it. And it's such a relatable story. It's not a story that I want to be. I don't want to live that story. I want to hear it. I want to know it. And I don't want to go down that road. I already did. I went down my own road. So, Andy said you're catching a buzz instead of fish. I don't understand that. Well, I digress. So this guy he's missing 2 appendages, and he went through it. Sure. I would have too. I would have probably killed myself inadvertently or advertently. And he instantly, so if you're sitting in a room with Durand, you notice that he's missing some arms and legs and whatever, one arm, one leg. Julie likes my hair. Instantly, I'm listening to Durand a little bit more, and not for any other reason, just that's physically in front of me. So if this guy's here kicking ass, why am I being a piece of shit and whining about, waking up and going to the bathroom 10 times a night? I can wake up and walk to the bathroom 10 times a night. Lucky me. You know what I mean? So like this, for me, it's like, it puts it in perspective for me. And I hope it does for a lot of people. I didn't mean to take over, but I mean, what are the struggles that you have physically and that you had to adapt to survive where you are today?
Good question. It really is. Basically, when I first became an amputee, I was very young and very strong, and got hurt in 1985, and I competed in Calgary to go to Seoul for the Summer Olympics. And, I trained, and they eliminated my class. They figured that somebody with one arm can run just as fast as somebody with 2 arms, and I tried to tell them, okay, let's put a brick in this one hand, and you can run with one hand and see what your time is with the brick. And
that's what it's like. Yeah.
I was after a free trip to Seoul, for fuck's sake.
I get it. I would have too. I would have pretended anything. So you compete in the Olympics? Do you take part?
No. I've passed that days. I used to downhill ski and all that. I learned how to downhill ski after my accident. I was a hockey player, and my prosthetic guy, I was really depressed, and my prosthetic guy said, 7-Eleven sponsors a thing at Whistler, BC for amputees not amputees specifically, anybody with a disability to learn how to ski. It was called Skiing is Believing.
Quickie.
All I had to do was get out to Whistler, and everything was looked after.
Right.
And,
so what was that experience like?
Most amazing experience of my life.
I'll bet.
You know, when you got a couple where she's deaf and blind and he's just deaf, and they're skiing down the hill together with him in front because he's the eyes and just using the poles to tell her when to turn and whatnot.
Oh my God.
It gives you a new faith in the human experience, because people will overcome any difficulty put in front of them if they want it bad enough.
Yeah,
I think we all. That's the caveat.
Exactly. And how much pain can you tolerate? How much of this shit that we're putting ourselves through? How much can you tolerate? How much can you do before you kill somebody or overdose and die or whatever it is? You know, how much of this shit are you willing to do? You know, I know we all have the exact same story, just minus the physical limitations. We all went to a spot and decided, fine. For me, it was like, I can't die. I guess I'll live. And that's how I looked at life. And I changed my perspective. Larry said, when we survive a disaster like that, Jimmy, read that real quick, please.
When you survive a disaster like that, like the one Durand endured, we have to ask ourselves what our greater purpose is. Sorry, I just got new glasses, so that's better.
Bethany said, yeah, he's right. Durand, you're truly inspiring. Thank you for choosing to fight, to be here, to share your story and experience with us. Bethany is our new best friend in the world, and she's awesome. BB. And you know, like when you do your retreat thing, I'd be happy to, I don't know, make your logos, do whatever you want. That's why I have Larry on my face. I didn't see that. Excuse me, Larry, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
I'll drag Brad.
I do that. I don't announce it. I do that a lot for a lot of other recovery ventures. So like, I'm not tooting my tires. I'm saying if you need help with something,
I actually just want to come so I can ride the John Deere tractor. That's what I want to do.
I don't know.
Send her John Deere.
I've seen the way you drive a truck, dude.
I just drive everybody crazy is what I do.
Yeah, you drive. So Brad, I'm giving you the mic. Take over the podcast and ask him a few questions that you want to hear. It's your
first and foremost, I want to thank you so much for obviously sharing your story about your addiction and your alcoholism and all that, but there's more to it for me than what you like.
Yeah,
you brought more to this than just that. So, you know, having the amputees, like missing the arm, missing the leg, you are showing so many people that not just alcoholism and addicts and stuff like that, like the stuff that you endured through and the struggles that you actually had to go through and you're sitting there smiling and having a great time and talking about helping other people and bringing people to your house and all that shit. Like, you bring so much to recovery, dude, in my eyes. And I haven't met you, but I love you already, especially because you got a John Deere. But besides that, the stuff that you are doing in your recovery and the encouragement that you're showing other people right now is, I swear a lot, it's fucking amazing. And I can't, fuck it. But my point is you bring way more to the table than just the recovery part too. Absolutely. Because the strength you're showing other people is absolutely amazing, man. And I'm proud of you. I'm happy that you're on the show, and I'm happy that I got to hear that, because you're an inspiration, dude. You're an inspiration.
I know I needed to hear it myself. You know, like, we all have this we all have this dark passenger with us, you know what I mean? And we either acknowledge it and deal with it, or we just keep treating the symptom and the problem remains, and our solution to the symptom was to anesthetize it, was to dumb it down, dull it out. And that was the solution. And then it became the problem. And then you got a double problem. You're miserable and you're doing things the wrong way. So for like instantly when I see Durand, he's missing limbs, right? So like I don't want to that just opens a door to him. What he'll do, what he's already done, is connect with me on a recovery level, on a human level. And it doesn't matter. Like I'm listening to his words, not looking at his appearance. And that's some people walk into these rooms and they're like, I hate you, you're cool, fuck you, mm-hmm. You're cool. And that's how we do recovery in AA. And that's how I did
true.
it. You find your people wherever you go. It is what it is. And I would walk into a room, listen to you because of what I see, and then be changed because of what I heard. And that's what's really important here. I
love that you brought that part up, Tim. Sorry to interrupt, but when we talk about recovery, like especially early in recovery, that's a good message to pass on, I think, to people that are still early in recovery. If you haven't found your person yet or people, keep looking, because I'll guarantee your ass they're out there, and those people want to help you. So that's just life in general. Like you're going to run into people that we don't have things in common with, and that but guess what? If you keep looking and you keep reaching out and you keep talking, you're going to find the people that you're going to find your circle. And once you do, the recovery process is a lot easier for sure. So don't give up on that. Always keep looking. So if you go to one meeting, I'll just using this as an example. You go to one meeting and you're like, oh fuck, man, it wasn't meeting for me. Will said this a few episodes ago. You might go to that. Will. Yeah, you might go to that same meeting next week and it might be way better, right? So never give up. Keep doing what you're doing, because recovery is fucking worth it. There you go. Find your tribe and love them hard.
Julie says, guys, you share such a beautiful, positive message. I didn't think we were very beautiful or positive. I love the comment.
It's the hair. It's the hair.
We're assholes.
It is. I think
nobody's listening to anything I'm saying. They're looking at my head. Angie says, find your tribe, love them hard. And like I don't know. I have problems that I did to myself, and for years I thought I don't deserve to feel better or get treated. I did that to myself by doing something stupid, and I carried those with me for a long time. And then I finally acknowledged them and started treating them. My life got better. But that's the whole message. If we're not treating the problem and we're just treating the symptoms, it's just going to continue. And then Claude Lemieux kills himself. Yeah, that took care of his problem, right? But I don't think you need to shoot fish in a barrel. There's different ways to go about it. He's a hockey player. I looked him up. He made $23 million over his illustrious career. And honestly, he's nuts. Like back in '95, I was like, Claude Lemieux's nuts, out of his effing mind. But he was in Montreal 2 days ago, holding the torch, and then he leaves Montreal and goes to Florida and kills himself. So his message is going to spread. I'm going to spread it because.
And still, there's the power of our mental awareness stuff. You know what I mean? Like when I seen that, right? Because I'm a hockey guy too, so I follow that. So when I ever seen that, I was like, holy shit. First thing I thought of was like the Robin Williams thing. Because there's so many people out there right now struggling with mental awareness that do this, and put the smile on, right? And it's and I'm not saying it's so. I wish that stigma would go away, and it's so hard because I can speak for myself. For me, when I was in addiction and I was definitely struggling with my mental bullshit, I was embarrassed to talk about it. I didn't want anybody to know that I was fucked up.
I'm really glad you brought that up.
Once I found out that other people were fucked up too, and I mean that in a good way, that would help me, because then I was like, I'm not alone. So I wasn't scared to say that I wasn't scared to say my fearful things. Like Durand brought that. Am I saying that Durand, right? Yeah.
Durand.
Yeah, Durand. So he brought that up too. I was scared of all kinds of shit, and that fear led me into anger, into resentments, into that one emotion brought me into so many different other emotions, right? So once I could deal with my fear and my mental bullshit, with other people, my life got easier. So mental awareness is so huge in whether you're an addict or an alcoholic or that doesn't even matter. Mental awareness is massive.
We're always gonna have fear, right, Brad? Like it's always gonna be there. I'm glad you brought that up. I got a segue because you're talking about mental awareness and being vulnerable, right? You say, I feel bad. Oh, poor you. That's what we avoid, right? And that's what we keep dousing with alcohol, and that's not the solution. That is just a temporary solution. It doesn't work. When you're done drinking or getting high, you're still afraid of whatever. So, like, are you clinically depressed? Are you situationally depressed? Are you anxious because you owe everybody money? Whatever it is, we all have these fears. But like sometimes for men, it's you don't want to be a baby, you want to be a big tough guy, you want to. But like for us, like we do that, we jam it down, repress it down, and we divorce and we die at 37 years old. That was me. Whatever. Like untreated addiction is always going to win, always. And we have to, as men, we're allowed to say, I don't feel good today. I feel bad. I'm depressed. Wow. Oh, gee, Mike, why are you depressed? I'm depressed because of this. Thanks for talking to me. Whatever. Like this stuff doesn't go away by getting high. It makes it fucking worse. And Brad, I'm really glad you said that, because people need to know that men are allowed to be vulnerable. In fact, chicks dig it. So like knock off the fucking
no, they don't.
Not me, but like knock off the show and put the Elizabeth from Discovery, she would say, put the bat down. She'd walk around the building saying that. Epilepsy and brain damage from childhood trauma. I used to be insecure and feel unworthy. Now I show people what the power of God can do. And you're looking exactly, I don't know where you stand spiritually, Durand, but actually there's a question. Did you find a higher power? Did you have one? How'd that work for you?
The power has changed through the years. Like I was brought up in a Lutheran home, and the dogma of the Bible just didn't fit.
Yeah, I get it.
And so I it wasn't until really kind of into my recovery that the idea of a higher power struck me. And when it did, man, I was awestruck. I was moved to tears.
Wow. All right. Can I put a pin in that? I want to hear that. We have to, I fucking forgot, boys. We got to say hello to rehabs. We have like 1,000 people sitting rehab watching.
And they're like,
it's a rough day, people. Bear with us.
Okay. Anybody gonna take the ball? Okay, we have Victory Home Serenity Treatment, Discovery Recovery, New Hope Rehab, Sunrise Detox, Boca Rehabilitation, Lakewood Oxford House, Surfside Sober Living, Enlightened Solution, Pocono Mountains, Prairie Sky Recovery, Maryville Rehab, Hustle Hope, Sober Living, The Haven Detox, Hope Restored Recovery, Paradise Sands Recovery, and Oxford House in Regina, Saskatchewan. Oh yeah, boy!
Oh, are you reading? Jesus Christmas! All right, there.
I like how he did it the opposite way this time.
I know he got me screwed up. So just a little ending here.
I like mixing it up, buddy.
All right, we love our treatment centers. It's an important thing, and that's why we come on time most of the time on Wednesdays and Sundays. They watch us all week though. I'm talking to this dude at one of the rehabs. He's like, I walked in on an 11 o'clock group talking trash. I'm like, yeah, I might want to talk to them about that. I don't know about that, but I don't care. I just I want the message to be spread as far as it can be spread and as loud as it can be spread, because
come out loud, baby.
We have to. We absolutely, the hiding it under hiding it and pretending like we're not sick is the sickest thing we can do. So we recover out loud around here. If you want stuff, go get it. We have a website, Narcan, YouTube, 988 if you want to kill yourself. 988, I'm going to stop on that. If you're feeling some type of way today, if you are considering going out, you're probably making that decision.
Come back in.
That's a great time for a song, Willie. just dial 988. If you're not going to do anything, you're not going to tell anybody you're hurting, if you're not going to seek any help, you're just going to keep going through your life, call 988 and have a candid conversation with someone who will tell you what you should probably be doing in the situation you're in without raising the alarms or losing Facebook friends or whatever.
And there's another thing there too, Tim. Like we always bring that up. We've talked about it on the show numerous times. We are fortunate enough to live in the era that we live in with technology. So if you are embarrassed for whatever reason or whatever, and you don't want to talk to your buddy Billy, I'm just making shit up. We got so many resources. I just made Billy up. I don't know, but we got so many resources out there, like these helplines and Google anything. Like, we have so many things at our fingertip that I shouldn't say we shouldn't have an excuse. That sounds bad, but we have so many resources out there for help that we should be able to help. Right?
There's different ways to help and get that back. And you're talking about helping and giving back. This, you're looking at a recovery podcast that acts like a talk show or whatever the hell we're doing here. This is on the extreme end of coming up with something to do, something to fill that void. And this is where we're at. Technology, the world, 2026. We have these amenities that they never existed, and so we have the autonomy to say, I love AA, I love anonymity, I love the process. I don't like this or that, and I'm going to do this and this, and that's okay. I encourage everybody to do the same. Bethany is closing us up. Thanks, Beth. Another great episode. Thank you, Durand, for sharing your story of hope and showing us all what recovery is possible, no matter what. Angie says, what we have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. I'm going to leave that on the screen, and we're going to do dead air for 5 seconds. What we have today,
that killed me.
Right? I know, it's terrible. What we have today is a reprieve, is a contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. That is probably the most profound thing I've ever read in a moment. So I do want to.
Can I say one thing about when Durand said about like higher power? So
no, you may not.
Okay,
sorry.
I like how, because I can relate to that so much. So I grew up, I think I always believed in something, whatever. But like the Bible, no. Like the churches, no. And
Santa Claus,
Santa Claus. He never come. I must have been a bad boy. But anyway, I use my higher power. What I use my mother. So my mother passed away 4 years ago, right? And I know that she's looking out for me and watching out for me. And the higher power to me is I just need to know, like, and you don't have to sit there and stumble over it or all that bullshit. And again, This is my opinion. I just need to know that I'm not God. I'm not the one in control. There's something out there that's greater than myself that has a direction for me. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know. I don't have to put a hand on it, a finger on it, whatever. I just need to know that I'm not fucking God. Right?
Yep.
You look at that.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's an important thing to tell people, because we are our own higher powers when we're failing. We don't realize it in the moment, but when it happens, we look back and like, oh shit, I was praying to Tim. I've been through some shit where, like, I grew up Christian and kind of, I'm sure there was a God by default for me. And then I went through shit. I died. I had some kind of experience. And like, all I know is this. I don't know what matrix we're plugged into, but there is something more. That's all I can say. And like, that profoundly changed my direction. I should be dead. 100% should be dead. I was telling somebody the other day about when I tried to kill myself. And it's a very strange feeling making the choice to push the plunger in on the needle and know that that's going to kill you. It's a very strange thing. I only did that thing once. And when I did it, I just knew it was over. And I was relieved for a second, and I woke up 14 hours later. I don't know why I woke up. I should not have. I should have killed a fucking hippopotamus. I did enough fentanyl to kill like a small country, but I woke up from that. So I didn't want to. I woke up. I thought to myself, you know what? I can't die. I got to do something else. And I needed to figure out, all right, you're not going to be a dad. You're not going to be the big dad. You're not going to be, with your wife. The picture perfect story I had is gone. And to accept that, it took an act of higher power to change me from 1.0 to 2.0. So I wanted to allude to your higher power. Like, what was that like for you? You said it was a game changer. Everything changed. Everything looked different. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, Durand?
God didn't fuck off the moose jaw.
Fucking moose jaw.
I love moose jaw. I love it.
He's always been around. God has always been around. But I think in our addiction and whatnot, we isolate ourselves to the point of even isolating ourselves from a higher power.
Exactly.
And
very true.
It's like
when we invite that part of our lives back in, the experience can be quite emotional and overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I found that, rather than face the dogma that I did as a young person, now I've just made my God my partner.
Wow.
Hey, what are we up to today? And your will be done, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
And today's reading is really good in the idea of giving back. That's really what our 12-step is about, is that you've gone through this. Now it's all useless unless you give it away.
Right.
And that's my philosophy here too. Like, even with this retreat, is that if you go into things expecting some kind of reward, you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Right.
My mom always told me, Durand, if you can't give from your heart, don't fucking bother.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep. True.
And if I got somebody that I know in the program has got tough times, and I reach in my pocket and give them a $20 bill, I never expect to see that $20 bill again, ever. Yeah. It's one of those things. If you can't give from your heart, don't bother.
Right. Really well said.
It's just one of those things. But I look at life a little bit different than most people.
I would imagine you do, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everything to me is an engineering program.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I was a software guy, I did all that stuff. I analyze everything, and my problem is I overanalyze to the point where I don't even do it, and shit falls apart. I'm just sitting here analyzing it. Should I? And I don't actually take action. And what you're talking about is your motives. What are your motives? And if your mom is smart, right? She said, if you can't give from your heart, save your money, right? Like, that's there's a difference between a handout and a hand up, and we really try to stress that on this show. We always hear about enabling and all this stuff. It's there's boundaries, sure, but we treated addiction with yelling and you're did a bad thing, and never with kindness. And now we're in a new world where mothers don't want to see their kids die, and everybody's looking for reasons to stay alive. And we treat addiction much better now today than we ever did. And we have the freedom to find our own higher power, work on a recovery program that may look like that, but isn't quite that. And it's everything works, right, Brad? What do we say? We, you fill your tool belt, right? Like, that's an important message that people need to, whatever you do do one thing for your recovery today. One thing. That's it. And you'll be good. I'm going to fix the cameras, and we're just about done. But boys, I don't know, Q&A time with our friend here. Other than when he comes on next, I can't imagine we're going to have a double amputee on here. So I would take advantage and ask some good questions.
I'm in the middle?
I'm working on it, Brad. I am always working on it. Always working on it.
It's my teeth.
It is.
Damn thing. Fix it. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with us tonight. It wasn't the perfect polished podcast that I like, but we did it. Bethany says, I 100% agree with you, Tim. I don't care what you believe. It's all about how you treat others. And Bethany, and right. And I might leave that up for a couple seconds too. It is about, and Durand said, the 12-step is about monkey in the middle. The 12-step is about giving back. That's the program. And me, as an analytical mind or whatever, I look at the 12 steps. I think, how can I do those in 2 steps? And I boil them down. I boil them down to give it higher power, give it back. 2 steps is what I got, and that's enough for me to start. That was enough for me to start. I've done the steps twice. I'm not currently going to AA. This is enough for me. But like, I took what I needed and I moved on, and I sought out another recovery avenue because the one I was on wasn't working. And it's a new world. We have a responsibility to share what we've been so freely given. Bethany said, Durand, you are outstanding. Thank you, Tim, Brad, Will, and Jim, for showing up for all of us. Who do we have coming on, Brad, later? Our friend from Australia. We have a fun guest coming in here.
Samantha H, I'll say. She's got her own website. It's called Sober Sister. Yeah. And I think she has quite a few followers, and she's very advocate about her sobriety, and she's doing a lot of good things out there.
I like her. It'll be 11 a.m. her time when we do the show. So I talked to her. She's coming. Like the show is the schedule is light right now, which is by design. We will be piloting or trying out something new. We're gonna have. We had Elizabeth on the other day. It was a great show. With a lot of eyes on it. We all had fun. Everybody had fun. We had her on. She is an addiction doctor. She's not. She is to me, and what she does is amazing. She helps people. But we have to keep in mind she's also not us. She's like a level above us. So what we're going to do is kind of merge, and we're going to work on maybe Elizabeth doing a show here and there a month, incorporate her and really try to get the medical side of the message out there, because that's something we just can't speak to. I think I can tell you milligrams and shit. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm a street pharmacist, but I'm not a pharmacist. So when we speak medically, we like to stay in our lane. And now we have someone who's willing to come on and share her expertise with us.
And I'll touch base on that too, Tim. Like for the episode she did with us, that was our last episode, wasn't it? Yeah. And for me, it blew my mind because there's so like that world, I'll say, for the pills and the milligrams and what's what, I know nothing about that. So to have somebody there, it teaches me, because if I'm gonna continue on in this world of recovery, which I want to one day at a time, I potentially could be running into people like this in my recovery journey. So it's nice to learn and to be educated on a lot of this stuff that I know nothing about, because that's another thing about our recovery. If we're not learning, right, we're not growing. So I have to learn and I want to grow. So she was very helpful for me in a lot of avenues that I have no idea about. So thankful for that.
And she speaks plainly, and when she doesn't, I'll translate for her. But she's awesome, and she has a heart for recovery, and she has a heart for things like this, for guys that come up with retreats for outside the box thinking. She knows it's needed. She knows the medical place. She's just so grounded. It's incredible. Bethany says 8 Central, 9. Yeah, change the times. I know. It's just we're so lucky to be at a point where a medical clinician is willing to come on here and talk to us. Now, when she sees this, she might not, but I might text her for.
And another thing you brought up about like Durand doing that retreat, like there's an example, right? Again, tooting your horn a little bit there, Durand. Like you're doing that because there's people out there that want to do something outside of AA as well, instead of just doing the AA meetings, right? So now you're possibly creating a gathering for people to get together and talk about it, and not just be like, God grant me the serenity. And I'm not saying that in bad, it's just kind of that form meeting. But now it's kind of like a publicly, we're just hanging out, just like a bunch of buddies, and we're shooting the shit about our problems or what, you're making it fun. And that's what recovery is about, man. So like, kudos to you, because that is deadly.
Oh yeah.
Deadly. We want to have fun. We want to be included, and we don't want to be hurt. We're always guarding our feelings. We're always, what did he say? Oh, I'm going to think about that for the next 2 months and do nothing else but think about it. Like,
I just want to come if I'm allowed to.
Right, and most people are like that, and a lot of people have walls up. And now this recovery AA thing is a new avenue, and we're afraid, right? And especially somebody just walking into the rooms, you're afraid, and the chances of you leaving that room with something or not with something is maybe 50-50, but you have to do it. You have to go, Jimmy. You have I have 2 sober houses watching us tonight. You have one as well, right?
Yep. Young man that Brad and I met at Prairie Sky. His name is Keenan, and went to go see him right after my media corrections on Wednesday. I took him the Daily Flapjack book today. We had just a great chat. Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's all about, like we're talking about, he was like saying this 90-90 thing. And he goes, well, Larry actually had a different twist on it. He goes, how about 90 acts of kindness in 90 days,
Yeah.
And just putting a spin on it. He goes, I feel so much more comfortable of it. So Keenan, I'm really proud of you and Shawnee, his mom, just the whole recovery community. It doesn't matter if you're an AA, NA, whatever. It's all about, we're coming together. We're not alone, and recovering out loud. Right, Brad? Oh, yeah.
Recover out loud.
There you go, brother.
Homer. I mean, this show would have been cool if I fucking shit didn't work right. We have people like Durand. We have an outreach where we broadcast in treatment facilities and we broadcast in sober living homes and whatever. They just tune in live. I have a couple sober livings that do their house chores at 8 and they watch our show at 9 together. And the house manager lets them off. They have to do 4 meetings a week. He brings it down to 3, and they do a 2-hour thing on Sunday night. The guys love it. But you have to grab an addict in early recovery, yell at him, and say, "Sit down. You're gonna like this." And we have to, you know what I mean? So, they rely on us. So I was just thinking about that. The people that you reached tonight from so far away. Your message transcended borders and limbs and everything. It transcended all that. We're in. We're all in. We're doing exactly what you're doing. We have the same mindset as you. You are you're a welcome friend here talking trash for sure.
You got way nicer hair than Tim, by the way.
Well, I haven't seen his hair, so I mean, I can't make that.
No. Oh, yeah. Hey, me too.
Hey, I had to redo his Simpsons character. I had to give him he had a full beard. I gave him a mustache.
Just before we go, I met Durant about a month and a half ago. It was at the Out to Lunch bunch that he was mentioning previously. And the fellow that he mentioned previously, his name's Con. And Con is he's a old timer, coming up 40 years, and he lives in the same residence as my sponsor. And this guy is he'll sit me down. He goes, "Tell me about Jim," and I'll start talking. He goes, "No. Tell me about Jim."
And
I'm like, he just pisses me off. I'm like, dude, I'm not biting. And
I know what he's trying to do.
The conversations him and I have, and just is very respectful. And then Durand comes, and here's this guy, this beautifully leather jacket, and he introduces himself, and we start talking. And then by the time of the end, he gave me his number. And reached out to him, and now, I'm gonna go go see his puppies, and
I like puppies.
He's got a whole pile out there. Might even take Casey out there to have some fun.
I want to see puppies. So this is what happens. We're able to be friends. A 22-year-old kid is able to identify with a 65-year-old old timer or whatever. It breaks down those walls, and we have a responsibility. So I'm done grandstanding. We have 2 shows a week, 9 o'clock on Sundays and Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, keep posted for Elizabeth. We're gonna try to get her involved somehow in the best way that we can.
I just noticed I'm Krusty the Clown.
You didn't see that before?
Yeah, I just noticed.
I think. Hey, Bradley.
If we're looking at it, I think you.
It makes sense.
So that's about the Simpsons theming for tonight. I had it all set up, but the world sucks. Beth, I got so many comments. We have to get to these comments. Larry Foster runs the show around here. Somebody read that for me, please.
We are an example of what the message is, but we will never be anything other than a message.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Right. And that's what we were saying about the medical side of it. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. I cut my hair and I get wordy. I don't know. I have diarrhea of the mouth tonight. We have last thing. All right, never mind. We have more comments to get to. Chuck Nip said, "Viewer questions for Nurse McKeon might be an interesting take on things." Yeah, we're heading that way, Chuck. Thank you. Bethany said, "Chuck Nip agreed." Oh, Chuck's winning life. Check him out. Bethany Basler, right? And they never think about that question again, but ruminate and catastrophize it. Oh my God, I am a catastrophizer. Or I was. You all show up episode after episode to support us. We're so grateful for you all. Yeah, we do. I mean, like, regardless if shit's working or not, we're gonna come on and do the best we can because we get so much from this. Don't think I'm having fun because it's I think I'm having fun because I am, because I get something out of this. Fucking ton of work, but it ends up being fun.
That's our recovery. It's worth putting the work in.
Dandy says, not important what recovery path to choose. All that matters is that you're sober, healing your traumas, working on yourself, and believe service to others. Absolutely. Drop the mic. Yeah, everybody's telling me shut up. All right, so that's it. Well, we'll read just for today real quick. I don't have it ready. Yes, we're gonna do one of these things and see if that works. I gotta move Larry.
Larry out of the way.
God damn it, Larry. Get out of the way, bro. Thank you.
May 31st, 2026. Keep it simple, page 156. We live a day at a time, but also from a moment to moment. When we stop living in the here and now, our problems become magnified, unreasonable. Basic text, page 99.
You have it.
Life often seems too complicated to understand, especially for those of us who have dodged it for so long. When we stopped using drugs, many of us came face to face with a world that was confusing, even terrifying. Looking at the life and all its details all at once may be overwhelming. We think maybe we can't handle life after all, that it's useless to try. Shut up. These thoughts feed themselves, and pretty soon we're paralyzed by the imagined complexity of life. Happily, we don't have to fix everything at once. Solving a single problem seems possible, so we take one at a time. We take care of each moment as it comes, and then take care of the next moment as it comes. We learn to stay clean and just for today, and we approach our problems the same way. When we live life in each moment, it's not such a terrifying prospect. One breath at a time, we can stay clean and learn to live. Just for today, I will keep it simple by living in this moment. Only today, I will tackle only today's problems. I will leave tomorrow's problems to tomorrow.
Beautiful job, Will.
I know. That's great.
Will.
I don't have a weight. I'm tired.
You did a good job, buddy. You read better when you're tired.
I've been quiet. I'm exhausted.
I know. I got so many comments. Is Will all right? No, he's not. He's got problems. Yeah, just for today, I will keep it simple by living in this moment only. Today, I
literally signed on at 9 o'clock. That's when I got home.
You're a fucking professional, Will.
There you go.
Your eyes closed.
Nailed it.
That's what he said.
So I will leave tomorrow's problems tomorrow. Yeah, there's enough shit to deal with today, right?
I gotta pee.
What? Go ahead, leave. All right, everybody.
I gotta pee.
Everybody did a really good job. Just kind of winging it. We had fun. Yep, sure. We
hell yeah.
Recover out loud here. Tune in on Thursday. Tune in on Wednesday for whoever's on Wednesday. We love you, and we'll see you then.
Oh,